Oh, welcome back to Framework Fortune Crypto. Wait, wrong channel. Oh, what's going on? Oh my God, the spies. Oh, never mind. We already knew that was going to happen. Look at this nasty sell off on the SPY. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's trying to hold 435 as support. But that's, you know, not likely to happen to hold up here. Go over to trading view charts, go to indexes and look at the SPY on the bigger picture. You know, this is what we've been talking about. Yeah, look at that. This is the first time. I'm going to a higher time frame. Well, we did dip below here last time on the Dow Jones. So maybe there's still maybe there's some little bit of shred of something that comes out that makes investors change sentiment, but right now it looks like the SPY is coming down pretty hard. You can see the dollar is strengthening a little bit. Same thing's happening in the crypto market. Not quite as bad though. You can see on the Ethereum futures, Ethereum's above the uptrend, whereas the SPY is going to take that uptrend off there. You know, we're just riding right down this downtrend. Been riding down it the whole beginning of this year. And it doesn't look like there's going to be any reason for a trend reversal at this point. Of course, oil did end up dropping low yesterday, but pushed right back up into that consolidation. So with oil and gold popping up, you see gold's testing actually through a wick over 1900. A lot of those stocks are probably going to be getting some attention, but let's just go through here and check out some things. I am still holding my marathon oil swing, as it hasn't dropped really since I got in. I mean, it had a little bit of drop yesterday, but not very much, and it's right back where I got in at. So see, gold hit a, make it on a 15-minute here. Turn this to a daily chart. I'll close my level 2 for a second. Alright, let me go through my list of things. ISPO, of course. If you didn't think this was going to sell off after going $90 in one day, then you deserve to take that loss right there. Because you'd be a crazy person to buy this at anywhere up here. You know, it was a crazy run yesterday. We'll keep it on the watch list though. Let's see, we have rig play. Rig's still cracking down. For some reason, that oil play not able to hold very well. But it's got the 50 and the 200 right there at 340. See, BKKT, glad I got out of that thing. That thing just kept dumping because of crypto's dumping. KSCP, that doesn't look very good. DWAC doesn't look good. That's the warrant. That doesn't look good. INDO still possible play, so I'm going to leave that on watch. So they have any news yet? No. See, on the low floats, we got Hook having a little pop up. No news. BRCC. This looks like a new IPO like 5 days ago. We'll keep, let me see, let me put BRCC on this list. Actually, it may start going now. See, it ran from 16 to 22 yesterday. And our uptrend is right here. So we are ways off the uptrend. We have that little downtrend we need to break, but I like that play. Give that some time. See, quit moving around. Hook, I'm not fantasized with. See, wow, MTech volatile today. But MTech, you can see all this resistance ahead of it. What's the cells? CLZ, that doesn't look good. We'll throw it up here on the watch list. We'll keep an eye on it for now. It's not terrible. Then these mid floats, NRVG, that had a sell off, but that thing was moving dollars. Let's put it up there. ONGY, look at the beautiful U shape on this. I'm gonna put QNGY up there. FTK, this one is looking actually pretty decent. So we got a lot more action going on in the mid floats, and then let's see, what do we look like in the high floats? A little bit of action there, so a few things are. Ooh, what is this? SKYH. This thing is halted right now. KPTI running. BLM. All right, I want to keep an eye on this SKPH. Oh, I'm sorry, SKYH. What is going on here? Scar Harbors. Nice uptrend. We're halted at the moment. Looks like this just IPO'd or something, merger or something, back on January 26th. If that could come back down to like 1050 out of this halt, I would pick this up. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, GD. That thing ripping dollars. It's almost double, $5.50 rip since market open. But it's, it's made this nice U shape and broke above where it IPO'd at. So definitely some possible action there. See sells. I don't think that play is going to be a good play. I'm just going to wait out this play because this is interesting. Got something ripping dollars getting halted. Similar to ISPO yesterday. When did we get halted last? looks like we just came out here. Yeah, come on down, come on down. Grabbing it right off of this sell-off, 1063. That was my plan. I said if it came down to 1050 out of this halt, right to this downtrend, I was going to grab it. So we are getting halted to the downside. It has gotten halted to the downside already, so this could, this could be very dangerous where I got in at if this gaps down. But I only went 20 shares. So even if it was to gap down, $1 or $2, I'm risking like $40 at the most. Because I don't think, let's see, how big was this? Going to a 5-minute look at this so I can see where these halts were at. Yeah, so every time it has halted on the way down, it keeps it. That's where this trend line is that we're following. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm gonna hold this bad boy. We'll see what it does out of this halt to the downside. It is SKYH. Just popped up on my above the 200-day scanner. So it's above all EMAs. I love that. That's a good thing. And then it broke over the IPO high, which is at 1057. So we actually need to draw a resistance line there at that 1050. But that's why I took the entry where I just took it at. Even though we were halting to the downside, I'm banking on that 1050, that previous IPO price, to hold up as support. Because right now, if you look on the daily, we are just barely holding above it. But if we can hold above it, this thing can keep ripping. However, if we cannot hold above 1050 here, and we like really dump and start dropping below 10, no bueno. No bueno at all. So we'll see what happens if this thing continues to go or not. The SPY still looking pretty rough. It's testing 435 as support. Maybe it can try to hold here, but probably not. Let me see. I'm going to go into a 15-minute now. Actually, let me see the hour chart. What are we looking like on the hour chart? Woo! So the hour chart is a big indecision candle, and we got 3 minutes left. And you can see it on the hour chart where it's sitting right on that support, where it halted at, or right above it anyway, above 1050. So we'll see. It's dangerous because it's halted. It's dangerous because it's super volatile. But trend line and support line. So I don't feel bad about this entry. I'd have much rather got it down here off of 825, 830, but we're doing a little consolidation here at the moment. Let's see, FTK. If FTK could break this 165 area, it might could give another 20 cents or so up to that 190 possibly. Let's keep an eye on QU and GY because it ripped real hard in pre-market. Has come back down. We are getting a little bit of a double bottom, but it needs to re-break $5. This was a previous peak, But if it can break $5, it could possibly, you know, make a little bounce up to 6 or something like that. PRCC really choppy right now, but consolidating, trying to hold 20. Oh, Sky just opened up and actually gapped down. I may have to hop out here if this does not come right back up. Oof. So we got 10 seconds and we're kind of flat topping. We need to see us push back up here on this hour chart. Look at it. Look at it starting to get pushed back up. Let's see. Hit that 1050 area. Boy, what does this level 2 look like? This level 2's got to be crazy with the spread. Yeah, crazy spreads. Okay. Come on. See if we're going to bounce. Can we get this bounce? Very close to going real crazy on this. Got bids trying to stack at 1050, but still no go. There we go, another push through 1050. But we need to see it get over 1050 and start moving. There we go. There we go. Come on, you bad boy. There we go. Come on. Get that strong bounce. Very nice. Up to 1120. Can you keep it going? Or are we getting halted again? It looks like we may be getting halted again to the upside this time. Oh God, this is going to be a nightmare of a play. This is a halt fest. I really don't like these halt fests, but oh well. We're going to be here for a while. But yeah, just barely holding up that trend line. And actually, if you look, I didn't even notice this, and I drew it out. Did you guys notice it? What we got going on here? That was a perfect triangle squeeze. See that perfect triangle play here. And just start breaking out of it. Now, we do have some strong resistance at 12 because of these double tops on these two candles. And 1251 is the high. So both of those are going to be a bit of an issue. And it has made a downtrend right there. So I was actually wrong. 1050 did need to break. But now that we broke 1050, we've got to... for this thing to really go, it's got to break 12. And again, if it can break 12 and break out of this downtrend, then we could definitely see it continue on. But if it gets hung up here at 12 on this downtrend, we could sell right back off. I got out. Let's go check ISPO. I didn't trade ISPO. I traded the warrant. I traded ISPOW because I didn't have very much funds yesterday to trade with. Let's see if it'll show up here on the 15-minute. Why is it not showing? Let me check. Show trades is on, so why aren't you showing my trades from yesterday? Oh, there we go. So there's the trade on the warrant. I got in at $1.27 in this dip on the warrant, basically right perfectly at the bottom right there. And then I took little bits of it on the way up. I wasn't sure how high that thing was going to run. It did get up to 570. Would have been lovely to hold this thing all the way up to 570, of course. But seeing ISPO, yesterday where it was at, struggling with that 60 area, there's no way that I would have known or been able to guess that this thing would go to 100. I mean, it was already up so much. So I made $30 off of it, small profit, nothing crazy. But the good thing is, if we're seeing rips like that, even though the stock market is dropping, it means we're going to start seeing some more. We'll probably see some hot breakouts for day trading. Because with all the money on the sideline, everybody's scared of everything right now. They're going to be taking short-term quick trades and stuff like that. Yeah, thank you, Lloyd. I took a little butter knife and just, shaved off a little bit of sweet cream off of ISPOW. I didn't get the whole piece of cake. But I'm also not a coke snorting, alligator boot wearing Wall Street bets trader, so my hands are only diamond when I actually have done research on the play. But I knew nothing about that play. I have no idea why it ran to $100. Just FOMO, because it didn't hold up and sold off all of that. Well, it held about half its gains. So far. If it can't hold 50 today, it's going to keep coming down. Now, for some reason, if it does end up holding 50, holds half those gains, it possibly could be a play tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's Saturday. I don't know. With as crazy as the market is right now, and the volatility and the indecision, I don't know. Because Monday, there's no telling how Monday's going to be, what's going to happen over the next 2 days with the markets. So let me just open back up. A little rejection there right off of the downtrend. And $11. Can you go get it? Can you reach up there? Oh, looks like we may break here. Oh boy, up to 12. Can we break through 12? We're 1175 hanging around. Get on up there. Get on up there. Yeah. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Get on up there. Oh, rejection at 1175. Another test. Another rejection on 1175. 1150 still trying to hold us some support. Possible. Oh no, that guy's holding in there so far. There's a 65,000 share order on the bid side, but that could be a shorter. So we want to be careful of that. We are all over the place with this thing, this crazy spread. Looks like we're trying to hold 11. Nope, 11 was not able to hold. Now it's trying to hold again. We got one bid. Okay. 11 starting to look a little sturdier. Come on now, get on up there. Come on, you are so close to going. Testing 11 as support, and looks like that's going to get taken out. Well, maybe. Wait a second. Hold on now. Hold on now. 11 trying to hold. Nope. 11 cracked back down. Good thing is we're still holding 1059. We're trying to get back above 11. Oh, here we go. This thing is so volatile. I mean, this thing is moving dollars within seconds. But it's consolidating, so that's why we're not getting a big breakout yet or a breakdown. But in the consolidation, moving dollars is crazy. So if this thing really gets big buying volume, so we're back up to 1175. Got rejected there again. 1150 trying to hold us some support again. Can 1150 hold? Nope. Maybe. We just went from 11 to 1150 in literally half a second. God. If big buying volume can come in here, man. Of course, they keep halting it, so that may keep it from breaking out too big. If it can break out, it's really struggling here. Let me redraw the triangle, but $12. We just need to see that break at 12. Let me see 12 on that ask. Get on up here. Yeah, get to that 1175. Stop fumbling around there. That 1175 is just the top of these two bodies of these candles. So it is holding that some resistance, and it is the downtrend. The buying's still coming in here pretty consistently. Alright, we're failing to hold 1150 for the second. The 15 minute chart looks pretty decent too. We got 3 minutes on this 15-minute chart. I want to see it close above 1125, above the tops of these two candles. If it closes above 1125, I think we'll get this breakout on the next candle. Like I said, we got 2.5 minutes left. We could get the breakout on this candle as fast as this thing is moving, but it may depend on how this 15-minute candle closes. Come on, throw us some buying volume here. Where are you buyers at? Okay. Rejected 1150 again. Yeah, we need to stop. We're continuously getting stuck at 1150 now as resistance. We need to break through that. We need that 1150 to hold. And we got a minute left. Ooh, nope, don't do that in this last minute. We may have a little. Let's see, is it going to close over 1127? We got 45 seconds. Indecision out the wazoo right now on which way this is going to go. Buyers and sellers are really fighting. Oh no, wait a minute now. Now, wait a minute now. We got about 20 seconds in this candle left. It's going to start pushing back up here. Might see some confirmation that we're going to get this breakout. Come on now. 10 seconds on that candle. Can we get a close over 11? I just wanted to close over 1125, worst case, but if we can close over 1150, nope, closing right at it. So still indecision. We need to see this shoot up here. If this candle does not start shooting up, there we go. Come on, get on through there. Oh, it's getting held up at 1150 again. So much. And you see all these other candles were nice and thick pretty much. And now we're getting just tons of indecision. Does look like 11 wants to hold. Man, you know you want it. You look like you want it. Oh, come on. Let's retest that 1150. Struggling to even get to it now. Trend line's almost at 1150. But we need to see it push through 1150. Because buyers will give up. They will give up if more buying's not coming in. You can see they're starting to give up a little bit. We're still on the uptrend, so no concerns yet, but you see SPY. What is the SPY doing at this moment? SPY is trying to rebound. Still barely, barely any buying coming in off of that 433 area. It's moved back up $1, but that's struggling. The SPY struggling may be part of the reason why this is starting to struggle. And we're going to come down and test the trend line here. Yeah, testing the trend line. so far holding it. Buyers are liking it off of $10. Yeah, look at that. Buyers, it dropped all the way to 10 and is now pushed back to 11. That was in a minute. Good morning, Michelle. All right, we're getting into the tip of this triangle. Decision is going to be made very, very soon. This thing is just moving too much for me to try to analyze the level two. I was trying, but it's all over the place. So it's too volatile. So I'm just gonna hold it as long as the trend line's holding up. You can do it. You can do it, SKYH. You've got the uptrend. There came in there, right? Look at that. New buying just jumped in here. We weren't really doing anything, but on the level two, a bunch of buying just popped in there, holding it up. And there we go, back over 11 possibly. They do need to get back over 11. Let's see, we've got 3 minutes on this 15-minute candle down here to close. Even though we're looking sketchy now, looking at the 15-minute, the 10-day moving average is down at 971. So my trend line is a little bit off. It's more something along these lines looking at the 15-minute. And the trend line is basically almost right there with that 10-day. So, I mean, we're still bullish, but if we come down that far, like I don't want to come down to under $10, because then, you know, even though there's that support there, more than likely it would crack. so close. You wanted it so bad, the SKYH, and then you decided to just go sideways. This might not have been buyers that came in there. This might have been shorters. Because we did not get any upward momentum out of that. Instead, we're getting downward momentum still. So it looks like shorters are starting to try to come in heavy. And this downtrend, because that's what that looks like. You know, there was some buying trying to push it up, but shorters just kept loading up there, trying to bring it down. And so far they're trying. But if that buying volume comes in, that could cause these shorts to squeeze out and have to cover and really make this play pop. But it's so hard to tell right now. Stock market. Because, like, we're also so close on the SPY. The SPY is so close to dropping to some new lows. If that happens, it could possibly yank this out of its pattern. If this doesn't just fall out of the pattern anyway, it's trying to hold, but it's getting very, very questionable. Here we go. There's some buying coming back in off the trend line. Finally. That's fine. As long as it's holding the trend line. That's all I'm worried about at this point. I may. I may look to add if it starts to look like we're going to come back over 11. Let me look at a 1 minute chart real quick. What is it, 15? Just want to see this candle confirm here. I'm adding 10 more. Starting to pop back over 11, so now I've got 30. Let's see if we can get this breakout. Ah, you little, don't you start. Don't you start your nonsense. Threw that wick up at 11. I'd much rather got it back down at 10.50, but that's okay. SPY right on 435, testing right now. Just got back above 11 as that candle was closing. Let's see. Can we start holding 11 again? Trying to hold 11. Getting rejected off of 11. We do not want to get rejected. We need to get through 11 again. There we go. There's one bid on 11. No, still. I don't like the way it looks on the 15-minute with these two candles. That's why we got to get back above 11 and break over those. Like, our buying volume, it keeps slowly dwindling off while the selling volume is continuing to maintain. So that's what is making me a little concerned. And if you guys are putting comments and stuff, I'll try to get to them when I can. But this play is so crazy, so volatile, and I gotta be on it. I gotta keep my eyeballs on it tight right now. And down on that trend line again. Yeah, look at those last 3 5-minute candles. All three of those 5-minute candles closed right at 11. Or didn't close at 11, but they got rejected at 11. So we may be coming down here. It's trying to hold the trend line, but gotta make sure it can hold here. 10-day has gotten closer to $10, but okay, we're hitting the 10-day now. If $10 doesn't hold up, this play is over with. Very close to cutting this. Because we are testing this $10 support really hard. And that 10-day moving average on the 15-minute. Our uptrend is definitely cracked, so we can go ahead and move that. So actually, let's see, 1050 is that one line. That was the IPO price. And then we have this support possibly at 10. Tighten that downtrend there. Shoot, SPY got all the way down to 433. That's nasty. That's part of the problem, probably, is the SPY dumping down like that. But we'll see. Starting to fail to hold 10. See, here's the hour chart. The hour chart looks real bad, but there's still, we could drop all the way back down to $8 here, and we probably will. There's still 20 minutes in an hour count. Shit, that's what I was worried about. Well, I'm holding in the downside of this halt. I may get destroyed here. Just gave up, and that's what I was worried about. But I was hoping it wouldn't do it right as soon as I clicked away to look down at the bottom of the chart, or the bottom chart. More than likely this is over. This could even gap down. There is some support right at the bottom at $9. Looking at the 15-minute chart, all the bottoms of these candles. But I'm going to take a quick little break. I'll be right back, guys. The stock is mentally fatiguing me. All these halts and trying to read this damn level 2 and time and sells, as volatile as this thing is, it's messing with my mental, so I had to take a little mental break. You see, it came out of that halt, bounced off of that $9 area. Let me see this hour chart. SPY's under 435. That probably is what it was. The SPY yanked down. It's just testing that 435, but that's going to make investors nervous. Oops, let me get that out of there. Well, SPY's dropping right now, and we're not really dropping, so I actually have very low volume right this second. See, how's my swing doing? Oh yeah, Marathon Oil's down a little bit, so oil must be down. Oil's still hanging in there. Possible double bottom on this candle on the 15-minute. Just like we have those flat double tops, we got a little flat double bottom kind of forming. That's about as low as I'm willing to hold it though, $9. So at this point, I don't know though. I don't know if I'm gonna hold it down that far. It's gonna be a $50 loss if I hold it for this. If it's to come back down to 9 and test, yeah, if it comes back down to 9 and test, I'd be real cautious. And we did just have a lot of sell-off. All right, let me get some of these comments. What's up, Lightning Rick? The breaking hearts out here, huh? What's up, John Zadar, Penny Prince? What's up, Austin Sowers? And we've got One Life, One Chance in here, and then we have Daniel B. Apparently, who has changed his name to One Life, One Trade. Hey, there you go, Austin. You know, learn the lesson. You paid for that lesson, so learn from it. I'm possibly going to be paying for this lesson of getting into halt vests, which I already know is not a great thing to do, but Austin, you said the indexes are at support. Yeah, the oil indexes. Yeah, I say you're fine there. But it's so hard to say, man. It's so hard to say right now because the only thing that is going up, um, oil has been going up, but it's kind of slowing down at the moment, or it could just be consolidation. But everything is wonky. Everything is, air. The air seems to be coming out of the bubbles. All the bubbles are getting hit. So we are bouncing off of $9, but we have to get back above this downtrend. Like even if we get back above 10, we could shoot up to 1050, but then still get rejected. So this thing is going to go. It's got to break back over 11. Market's not impressed with much. Oh, Josie Wells. Welcome, my friend. Josie just came in. This is our futures expert around here. He said oil is not pulling back on consolidation. It is pulling back on a deal with Iran. I did not realize we were doing a deal with Iran. So that may change things with oil, depending on the deal. But good to see you, Josie. Glad to see you back around, my friend. Thank you for that information because, like I said, I was not aware of any deals going on. But again, I'm not an oil trader, so that's like I said many times. I really don't pay that much attention to oil. The only real reason why I've been paying attention to it is just because of the market uncertainties, and I'm trying to figure out whether money is going into oil, which if there's a new deal that may change that, so we could see a pullback on oil, and if that's the case, money's going to have to come out of oil and go somewhere. Will that oil money come into the stock market? If the stock market is looking as bad as it continues to look, probably not. So oil investors may move to gold and silver. The BRCC start running. Oh yeah, it's not running yet. It's trying to get going. This was the other one I was leaning towards until I got in SKHY because I thought it was going to continue ripping. But we are back up to the trend line already. That's why I didn't jump out of this that quick, because this thing is so damn volatile. It's going up dollars, dropping dollars within seconds. So, it's dangerous down here for me to hold. But $9, we couldn't hold 10, we couldn't hold 11. So 9 was that next possible area. We'll see if this can break over 11 though. Like I said, we broke back over 1050, but until we're over 11 and 11 is holding as support, we could continue to push here. We could even hit 11, but unless we break it and hold as support, we're not going to continue to move up. But this is some nice buying volume that's come back in here so far. You don't expect a large pullback? Oh, yeah, I got you, Lauren. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I don't think it'll be a big pullback either, just because oil is a commodity. But just in the meantime, there may be some money come out of oil a little bit because of the uncertainties of that deal. That. But I don't know the details of that deal, so I could be wrong. I'm just completely speculating on that because I don't know. How's those gold and silver futures looking, Josie? We looking pretty good on gold and silver, especially gold right now. Sure, One Life, I'll take your moderator off. Don't understand the difference between everybody as a person and not boys. And like I've said before, Lauren's not here to moderate you guys. Lauren's here to moderate me. Jamming on the gold and silver. I know, man. Whew. If I've been keeping a very close eye on them gold and silver futures this last couple of weeks. Gold is definitely good. Gold is good all the time. Daniel B, you better be careful in what you say to Josie. Josie's not the one to troll. You, you troll Josie, you might regret that decision. Josie's Josie's a good guy, but you ain't gonna just troll him and get away with it. Josie will get you, Daniel B. You better be careful. You better be real careful. You don't want those problems. You think you want it with me? You definitely don't want it with Josie. Go ahead, try to troll him, Daniel. Your stupid little new nickname, One Life, One Trade. Where's your Daniel B2 account? Where's that account out? How many accounts have you had to make just to come back to the channel, DB? Look at you. You control the Pope if you want to. You actually think that you're that important, Daniel B? That you control the Pope and anybody would care? I think you're better off saying that you would troll anything, including orange juice pulp, not Pope. You would troll pulp. That's what you would troll. The Pope would have you murked so quick. You're talking about the Vatican, man. they'll have they'll they'll murder you with some magic, bro. they'll come out. They'll come out of the Vatican with some with some type of old runes from the ancient whatever river of Mozambique or something, and turn you into a catfish. All right. Anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and mess with Daniel B anymore. So, see, we did get rejected at 11. We could not break over 11. So we still got to break it. Let's see. Did you check all my other trades and stuff, Daniel B, while you were at it? Did you check all the crypto accounts, all that stuff, or are you just still only calculating what I make on a day trade in the stock market? Let's see, Josie, depending on the conflict in the Fed, possibly touch of the 2K mark before trend has a major break. You're watching gold intensely as well. Yeah, I think we're going to get that break. That's what I've been saying these last couple of days. Is I think we're going to see gold to 2,000, and once gold hits 2,000 an ounce, that's all time highs. And if gold breaks all time highs, which our debt is at all time highs. Look at there, we're getting a little pop up over the trend line here, but still, we got to get up over 11. Let's see, you've been short NASDAQ due to the movement. Yeah, I don't blame you being short on the NASDAQ for sure. I've been bear on the NASDAQ for 2 years. These feds just keep pumping this money. But I think we're about to hit higher inflation than they are realizing. Can we get over 11? Let me see that 11 on that ass. Get on back up there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I keep the VIX is a volatility index, so I do keep a eye on it. I have a whole list. What is it? What's the name of it? ETFs. Here it is. Of course, it's an ETN, but I keep this list here. The volatility drives the VIX, and it is also kind of the inverse to the SPY, kind of. But with that volatility mixed in, it can switch. So this is a story I've told a couple of times this year, but in 2020 during the COVID crash, or at the beginning of the COVID crash, there was a ETN just like this, and it was called TVIX. Now it doesn't exist anymore, but TVIX, I got in at I think $200, and through the COVID dip, it ran up to 1,000. Well, I expected the market to continue to crash. I didn't really expect them to come in throwing money crazily at it like they did. I mean, I should have known they were going to do that, but that TVIX, once it hit 1,000, the market was still dropping, but the volatility died off in the market. No, there wasn't a whole bunch of action happening. So when that happened, the inverse pattern that the TVIX was showing actually flipped. And when it flipped, a lot of people were buying at the top of TVIX. And when that pattern flipped because of the volatility and the VIX was matching the stock market dropping at the same time, a lot of people got killed that way. Now, of course, I got out before that switch, but I was not really aware of the an inverse ET. Well, it's not, like I said, it's not an inverse really. It's just volatility, but that's why I don't like I don't trade these when the market's dropping. I'd rather trade SPXS or one of the other ETFs that's short, because these ETNs have just a little bit different of a mix with them. Now watching it for whatever you're watching it for, yeah, watch it for the markets and stuff for sure. But you can see the SPXS, the inverse of the SPY, is not going to flop. It's not going to flip flop. Those volatility ETNs, they can flip flop on you. So you got to be real careful with them. And then Josie putting out some good information there too. You know, he just looks at the direction for the day, which way everything is going. Well, this play has slowed down considerably. There we go. I got the words out. This is like the first 5 minute candle that we've had that is this small. This candle's only been about a 25, 30 cent candle, where the rest of these have been, 50 cents at least to $1. We're getting rejected at 10.50 though. Look at that. If we keep, yeah, that's not good. If we continue to get rejected at lower trend line or lower resistance areas, the previous resistance is going to be all-time highs at 12.50, then 12, then 11. Now we're getting held up at 10.50. Then it's like stair steps. You can just keep on stepping down. So we really need to see this break over 10.50 here very soon to stop the stair step of this downtrend, like real soon, like within the next let me see the 15. Now we are still holding the 10-day moving average on the 15, so it is still bullish technically. But yeah, we need a break. I would say in the next 10 to 15 minutes, if we don't see this break over 10.50, we're probably going to see it sell off. It is trying to hold on the downtrend though, and support that downtrend line. There it goes, testing 10.50. Can we get through it this time? Okay, let's see it move on up to 11. Yeah, don't fumble around here. No, there we go, fumbling around again. See, that's what I don't like to see. We're breaking through nicely and then right back under 10.50. It's a lot of selling pressure. SPY hitting a new low a day down to 432. The air is coming out of this bubble. Wow, we got a 53-cent spread. We had a little dip down to 10, but then bought right back up. Now look at this crazy spread right now. Problem now is with the SPY cracking, we are going to get some very scared investors, because this is what the SPY is looking like on the daily right here. We were like trying to hold up that 435, but cracking right through it. Now we're testing. See, 430 is the next test. 430, and I would say that is it. That will be the beginning of a very, very ugly correction in the markets. So we're getting another little push above 10.50 here. One more time. Can you get through 11? Let's go. Running into some sell. Whoa, 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 whoa! Didn't mean to click that. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Get that out of here. Get no. No, get away. How do I cancel it? I forgot how to cancel these orders down here. There we go. Did not mean to click that. I lost my train of thought because that scared me. $10.50 trying to show some support there. This is like the first time in this last little while where $10.50 actually tried to hold. Yeah, Kathy Woods, she's gotten a lot of attention the last couple of years for some of her crazy portfolio investing, but at this point, are you buying the dip on some of these stocks, or are you buying the chainsaw that's fallen from the tree? Because, like I said, whoever's buying up after the feds, they're brave, brave souls. And give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna take a quick little break. So, as you can see, we're still getting rejected off of 10.50. We're in this little channel between 10 and 10.50. Um, yeah, one life, that's a good assessment. Or one life, one chance. Kathy Wood's portfolio is high growth. It's a lot of tech, which not not good in high inflation environments for sure. That's why I was saying, maybe she may be thinking she's buying the dip, but To me, it looks like she's buying a fallen chainsaw. Now, long term, once the market hits the bottom of wherever the bottom's going to be, which I personally think is quite a ways down, um, in the market, the stock market historically has always rebounded, and don't I would not be a person to say that it's not going to ever. But I think if we see a major crash like what I'm thinking, the way the stock market is done may change. For one, at some point, all the Nasdaq, all these exchanges and stuff, they're going to go to blockchain technology because it's way better to keep up with all the information and data that these companies hold. So that I'm pretty sure is going to happen. I think we're going to see a lot of changes, and we may not see it in the open. It may all happen, kind of behind closed doors, since that's how it always is with the stock market. But I think we're going to see some changes after this nasty correction that I think we're headed for. Well, yeah, I mean, if Kathy Woods' portfolio is not performing well right now, they're going to be adjusting the weight all over the place all the time to try to counteract, whatever decreases they're taking. Yeah, I think we're fighting. I don't know. It feels like we're fighting this downtrend pretty hard on the SPY with SKYH. The SPY did bounce off of 432 so far, but it's going to run into 435, and 435 is going to act as resistance. Even on this 15-minute chart, let me look at the hour chart. Okay, let's look at the 4-hour. You know what it is? I've been overcomplicating this. It's not even 11. It's 1050. That is the major resistance line. I forgot about that. Looking at the daily, that's where the IPO price was, and that is where we're fighting the most at. Because, let's see, on a 15-minute chart, how many candles have actually closed over 1050? Yep, that's it. It's 1050 is the major problem. But as far as candles closing over 1050, you've got 1, 2, 3. 3 candles. That's it. I'm going to remove these lines. But that is the problem. That is what is keeping us down on this play. It's got to break and confirm. That's why I had gotten my original entry at that 1063. I was buying it off at 1054 support. But that support did not hold. So that is where our issues lie. We got we do have this somewhat. We do have an uptrend though. But we may be cracking this uptrend. Oh, no, I got a little buying off of there. Well, that's why I say I don't invest in funds, because when you invest in funds, you're giving somebody else your money to trade with. And I don't know Kathy Woods. I've heard about her, whatever. I don't know her. I would trust her. I would trust giving Kathy Woods as much money, or giving money as much as I would trust giving Jordan Belfort money. So because for you new investors and traders out there, all these portfolios are these funds that you hear about, like with Kathy Woods and the ARK Investing Fund. All it is just is somebody taking a bunch of people's money and building a portfolio with it. That's all they're doing. And they have to move the weight around of the portfolio depending on performance. So, like if they're heavily weighted, say in SKHY, which is not, this probably is not in any fund, but if they were heavily weighted on SKYH and it started going down, then below their stop loss areas, they would get out of SKYH and push it over to something else that could generate returns. But that's the idea of these funds. And if you trust some random stranger to hold your money, have at it. It's got a doji on the 1 minute. I don't even see a doji on the 1 minute. It just looks like it's riding right up this trend line. It's consolidating, coming back down to it. But I don't know, looking at a 1 minute chart, when I'm looking at the uptrend on the 15 minute, like a doji on the 1 minute's not like, I'm not going to pay attention to any type of signal on a 1 minute candle. Especially on something that's been as volatile as this. I mean, you look at the 1 minute candles, this thing has been moving dollars in the 1 minute candles until recently. Could it drop? Yeah, it could. But I've been saying that, without having to look at a 1 minute for a special doji. I mean, there's selling pressure on it. We got a downtrend and an uptrend. But this thing has threw wicks down plenty of times already today and came right back up. So is it gonna crack here? Possibly. It could, like I've been saying. But until it shows me until it actually shows me the crack, I'm not getting out of it. I gotta see that crack. Especially on women, I definitely ain't worried about. Like, is this the little doji we were talking about right here? Oh God. Another big sell off there. Oh, it didn't halt though. It looked like it was gonna halt. Let's see what happens here with this little wick down. The fact it didn't get halted this time on the way down is interesting. Look at that. We got a 30-cent spread here. And looking at the 15-minute, we're still almost back above the trend line already after that little sell-off there. Let's see if it pops back all the way above the trend line. Thirty seconds left on this 5-minute and 15-minute candle. Let's see. If we re-break over 10, then that little pullback is not a big deal. Now, if we start dropping back below 950, we could we could see a big sell-off here. Just need to see buying volume. SPY is still coming down and testing those lows, which is certainly not helping. Yes, see, now this right here is a little ugly. It's turning white. We may be about to dump. Unless it turns green. Let me get my hand on the trigger ready to go here. Looking very close. And we're getting some indecision right here at 950. It's kind of doji in there. Now doji on the 5 minute still is not a great indicator, but well, you can see it on the 15 minute too. So getting a little dojiness. Getting a little push up to 975. Let's see. Yeah, we're still kind of doji in there. Sicilian, you missed out on money because you took a midterm. Hey, man, it's, you got to get your education if that's what you're going to do. Let's see. 1222 is the doji, and it's been fading for the last 30 minutes. Yeah, but I mean, you don't even need to look at the. It's been fading for the last hour and a half. Like this 1 minute doji star is irrelevant because the whole downtrend has been the whole damn stock has been downtrending for an hour and a half. This is a consolidation. Like you seeing a 1 minute doji star way down here is not really anything. Like when this thing is making lower lows, or not lower lows, but lower highs, there's absolutely going to be a possibility of a dump. But I don't need to look at a 1 minute chart for a one tiny doji candle to tell me that. But again, on the overall time frames, even though we are making lower highs, we are making higher lows still. So there's still a lot of indecision on this play. This thing has not made its mind up yet. This play is not for the weak stomached, because this thing can move dollars like that. That's why I haven't jumped or done anything when I see it have these quick drops down a dollar or two, because it comes right back up just as fast as a dollar or two. The only thing that I'm concerned about is if it cracks below $9, because $9 has been holding up as support on every single dip today. Every single dip, $9 is held up, including this last one. So, this uptrend may be cracked right here on the 5-minute and on the 50-minute, but that's my drawing in the first place, so my drawing could be wrong. And also, it hasn't confirmed the crack of the uptrend. If this candle here would have dumped below 950 like I was talking about, where it was dojiing out there for a second, that would have been a pretty clear indicator, if we'd have cracked below 950, that this thing was going to come on down the rest of the way. We've not gotten confirmation of anything yet, one way or the other. We are just indecision. This is all this has been. Since the initial rip, we've just been, selling off. I mean, look at the initial rip. The initial rip was from $7 up to $12.50. It's $5.50. From where it opened at, it's still up almost $3 a share. So this thing is still up on the day. It's up. What are we up? I don't even have my percent gain thing on that channel. Let's see. Oh, let me change this back to my low float scanner so I don't forget about it. All I'm saying, Brian, see, is 1 minute charts, 1 minute time frames can give you fake indicators. Like that doji start. Like if this turns around and just shoots straight up in a second, then that doji star on the 1 minute is going to be so irrelevant because of the overall time frame. If you're looking at a 1 minute time frame instead of the whole overall entire picture. And actually, this thing started ripping yesterday, and it was at 6. So it's actually $3.30 so far, holding that much of its gains. Well, we'll see. Now it's starting to look a little sketchy. Like I said, we got to get back over 10 there. But if we crack here, this would be the confirmation. But then, even if we do crack here, we're going to go right to $9. We're going to smack right into that $9 area where we've been smacking in it to every other time. So until $9 cracks, it's still up on the day. Later on in the day, it might could push up. Oh, wait a minute. Here's the trend line. I don't know why I didn't look back there. Now that I said that, see, I said my trend line could be drawn wrong, and it was drawn wrong. This is the trend line right here because this is where it started. We had that first initial pop. We held here, bounced off of here this morning, bounced off of here, and then we just bounced off of the trend line again, possibly. So actually, I've been a little bit wrong on my analysis today. But that is where the trend line is also at $9 support. But then again, another thing, we go out and look at the daily chart. Right? Let's look on the highest time frame here. We're only $1 away from breaking over and holding the IPO price. The last, let's see, like I said, 1050 is where we need to hold over. But for the pretty much all morning, we've been testing that 1050 line right here. That's why you see, when it pushed up there. So there's still like 6 hours left in today's stock market. All this has to do is bounce back over that 1050 area and it can start climbing again. Like, we got to look at the whole time picture. You can't just look at a 1 minute chart because your doji's there. It did have a sell off, after that doji, but it was only a short sell off, and the reason being because that was an indicator on a short time frame. 1 minute time frame, indecision doji. 1 minute, couple of minutes of a sell off. You can't just look at one time frame. If you're only looking at one time frame, you're not getting the whole picture. It's like trying to read a book and you don't have the chapter in there or the glossary. That's at the beginning. Right? The first thing I look at every morning before I take a trade is the daily chart. Actually, not the glossary. The daily chart is the cover of the book. You want to look at that daily chart. Because if you ain't looking at the daily chart, you don't even know what you're reading. You're picking out doji stars in the middle of a book. You're reading letters in the book that don't even exist in the book. If you ain't I'm trying to think of a good metaphor for it. If you don't know what the cover of the book is, if you don't know what the daily chart is, then how are you going to know what you're reading when you go into the pages, into the short-term chapters, the intraday charts, right? If you just pick up a book and start reading it without looking at the cover, you're not going to have any idea what's going on. So hopefully that metaphor worked out by the end of that. I think I got it worked out. I don't know. Hopefully that made sense. Let's see. Let me catch up to you guys. Yeah, so if you agree that it's been dropping since 1040, then why then if you agree that the stock has been dropping since 1040, then your whole doji star argument was irrelevant. Like what was the point of it? I mean, you can get mad and stuff. I don't have to agree with. We don't have to trade the same. I don't have to agree with you. Um, but I'm not saying that you're wrong. All I'm saying is, Brian, is that you're looking at a 1 minute chart and trying to tell me how to trade my trade off of a 1 minute chart you're looking at when I'm looking at the whole entire picture. I've been looking at every time frame all morning, watching the price action. So I'm trading totally different than you are in the first place. So we're not going to agree. Whatever reason why you're looking at a 1 minute candle on the doji, if that helps you, go for it. But you even said yourself it's been dropping since back here. So if it's been dropping that long, what was even the point of the doji comment? That doesn't even make sense. Yeah, there you go, One Life. It's like starting to watch Ozark on season 3. I haven't watched Ozark, but I get the point of what you're talking about. Yeah, HH Trader, exactly. Remember to look at yearly, weekly, monthly as well. Exactly. But I mean, it's hard. Brian. I wish you. I don't want to. get into Daniel B type arguments with you and stuff like that. I don't want to do that. But you are throwing shade at me. Like you're talking about because I have 10 viewers and act like I know it all. I don't act like I know it all. I have not said one way or another for sure if this stock is going to go up and down. The whole entire day I've been saying I'm not sure what it's going to do. I'm trying to help people too. And when it comes to helping people, whether or not, if that works for you, like I said, the 1 minute on the doji, a 1 minute chart, if that's working for you, good for you, man. But I'm telling you, out of experience, there's been so many times where I followed a doji or anything on a 1 minute and it doesn't matter. Like it might matter this one time, you might be right this one time, but there's no consistency to following dojis on a 1 minute chart. There's just not, and or at least in my experience. So, you can get mad if you want about me disagreeing with you, but that doesn't change anything. Oh man, you had to order at 9:30 Austin Sours and you didn't buy it? But I'm curious. I don't know. It's social media. I just get such a kick out of it when everybody calls me the know-it-all and says that I think I know everything and all that stuff. And I'm literally like all the time saying how stupid I am and how dumb I was. I did this and how bad of an entry that was. Like what know-it-all admits that they're wrong literally every day. Like that's the only thing that bothers me. It's not that it bothers me that somebody would call me anything. I don't care. But it's just I don't get that logic. I don't get that. Like you throw shade at somebody who is so transparent. Okay. Anyway, enough of that. Enough about arguments over 1 minute dojis. I'm actually disappointed in myself that I spent more than 1 minute actually having that discussion. That's the real that's the real deal right there. That's what I'm disappointed about. I should have spent only 1 minute on that discussion. Yeah, you don't. But One Life, you've done the same thing. Don't. You can't use that. You are as guilty as that as anybody. There's no person in this world who's called out a stock and thought that it was going to have a huge rip and it didn't and took a loss. That doesn't mean anything. When life, you do that all the time yourself. So don't even throw that shade at Brian C. You're going to take losses. Plays are going to break down. You're going to be wrong. Why does everybody have a need to want to be so damn right about everything? There's nothing to be right about. You're either profitable or you're not. That's what matters. Fuck being right. Where's the money at? Like, I don't care about being right at all. The only reason I want to be right is so that I make profit, right? So all the pride and nonsense and all that, what is it accomplishing? It's not accomplishing anything. Talking trash about each other. Oh, you talking about this stock 3 months ago. David Davis was talking about Prague forever. And Prague actually came back up and he made decent money off of it. In the beginning it was dying, dying, dying. Do I think Prague's going to continue to rip? Probably not. But David Davis was still able to make profit off of it. Every trader is their own individual trader, and it is their own prerogative what they do. And it only matters the only thing that matters is, are you profitable or are you not? You can throw all the rest of the arguments out. My indicators are better. My 50-day moving average to the VWAP is better. My scanners are better. My blah, blah, blah is better. No, who cares? Who cares? There's people who sit there and, actually, there's people who were trading before computers existed. All of us are lucky to have these platforms to even be able to trade on. Before, you had to call on the phone. Can you imagine that? You're having to look at a little piece of paper of a chart, and then you got to call on the phone, and then you got to pay $20 in fees, $30 in fees. You're sitting here paying no commissions with the best technology that anybody's ever had for trading, and we still revert back to our natural human instincts of competition, of I'm right, you're wrong, you're wrong. It's a beautiful thing when humans continue to prove how ridiculous humans are. And that's why that's one reason why I like dogs better. Daniel B. And number two, when you know this about people, then it gets a lot easier to call psychological things out. But the profit is the bottom line because Stone Cold said so, and that's all there is to it. Did I just quote Bobby Brown? I don't know. Did I? No. I'm going to, yeah, exactly. One life, exactly. It's people. Technology, this is a political argument too with guns. This argument drives me so damn nuts. Guns kill people, right? No, they don't. If a gun is sitting out in the woods and there's nobody around, the gun is not going to do anything. It's just a piece of metal out in the woods like all the other pieces of metals and rocks that are out there. It's just a piece of metal that we've shaped into a thing that we use. That's it, right? Same thing with technology. It's the same thing, right? Technology, you take this computer, I take this microphone, I throw it out in the woods, it ain't going to do nothing. It's going to be right back in the woods where it belongs. Happy Gilmore style. It was made of wood, so I figured I would put it back into the woods so it could be with his family. This stuff doesn't matter. It's the people behind the stuff. Stuff is just stuff. People make the actions on everything. Inflation, these problems we have, all the issues that we have is because of people. Like when I hear the arguments of capitalism versus socialism versus communism, like all that bullshit, like, dude, they're all systems of mechanics. You can't blame the system of mechanics for what people do. It's people's actions. Theoretically, you could have a dictatorship that could be the best economy and best thing ever in the world. However, that never works out because humans, like I said, are the dumb species that continues to think that we know better than everybody else, and we compete and we think it's so funny too. Like we think we, like, perspective wise, what's been like drilled into our heads as a way to think is like looking at things so black and white and thinking that because we know something, that we know everything. We don't know nothing. I'm the first person to admit when I screw up, because there's nothing wrong with screwing up. Screwing up is just your human normal. That's like the normal thing for humans. We screw up all the time. I mean, we go back to the oldest book, whether you are a Christian or not, is irrelevant. One of the oldest books in history shows that in the first chapter, with Eve eating the apple. So. I'm glad, Austin. I'm glad you enjoy it. I mean, I didn't say whether or not, anything about the religious, whatever argument you want to make about the Bible, whether you believe it or not. The point is not relevant. The point is that that book, regardless of what you believe, has still existed for way longer than than a whole lot of books. So, that was accounts. My whole point of saying that was since the beginning of time, there has been written ledgers of how stupid humans are, and we continue to repeat the same cycles over and over again because of how stupid we are. But the cycles, this is going to get real crazy, and this is my actual theory on it. The whole cycle thing and all that, that's proven scientific stuff. And as you can see, SKYH has already almost gotten back up to 11, which is why I was saying you have to look at the whole entire picture. The whole entire picture, the daily chart, all of that, before you, like that 1 minute doji meant absolutely nothing. 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 Look at this. We are ripping now. That 1 minute doji was a false indicator. So Brian, I hope you just learned from this. So I say those 1 minute charts trying to judge a stock's movement over a long time frame off of a 1 minute candle. Think about that for a minute. That's what. Hey, it's okay, Austin. You had the play right. You had the entry. You just was scared to pull that trigger. So that'll come along with experience. The more experience you get, you'll start to trust in your analysis. That's why I wasn't even paying attention to why anybody's been saying on this stock, because the only person's analysis I care about on this stock right here is mine. I don't care about Brian C's analysis or One Life's analysis. I'll hear it. I'd love to hear criticism and feedback. I'll take that. But as far as when I'm buying something and selling something, it's my money. It's my money going into this. And I'm going to do my own research and trust my own research because I did the research myself before I trust anybody else's research. So that's why I say you do your own research. You do, and you did you were ready for that 9:30. You just didn't want to pull the trigger, but it's nothing wrong with that. It's a little inexperience. Learn from it this time. Next time. If your technical analysis is showing you, pull the trigger. Keep your stop loss tight. If you were wrong, you're wrong. You get out with the stop loss and a little loss. And if you're not wrong, then great, you made some profits. So. But the deep thing I wanted to get into, this is really crazy, and this is pure speculation out of my brain, so take it for what it is. Back to the whole psychology thing. Look at that, shoot up to 1234 and we're getting halted. Look at that. Trust your own analysis. Don't listen to anybody else. It's your money. You do what you want with it. Listen to other people tell you what to do with your own money is crazy. That's why I don't tell you guys to buy or sell anything. All I do is do technical analysis. I take my entries and my sells and stuff. Now look at this. We're still going. We're about to hit that high a day. Possibly break for a new high. Yeah, and we're halted at 1234. Beautiful. No. Why would I buy 3,000 shares of something that I wasn't sure about, Daniel B? That's a dumb argument. Why would I want to put, let's see, 3,000 on 12,000 on 1251? That is 30 grand. Why would I put 30 grand into a stock? Especially in a stock market that I'm bearish on and that I think is going to collapse. Even as a day trade, why would I do that? Just like I was saying yesterday, if you've got $30,000 that you want to invest, why would you put it all in one place into the stock market? Why would you not put some of that in some real estate or all of that in real estate? I would much rather, or gold and silver, I'd much rather have, something backed by value if I'm going to put $30,000 into an investment instead of some manipulated piece of paper from a company that lies on their numbers. Because the stock market's so stupid manipulated. So, no, I'm not going to put $30,000 on a day trade to try to make 10 cents a trade or something. I'm not going to do that. It doesn't make sense to me. You want to do that, you have at it. But I can find a lot better ways to make 30 grand work besides putting it just all in the stock market. All right, Austin Sowers, have a good one, buddy. I'm calm. I'm calm and quiet. I'm sitting here in a halt to the upside. I'm probably going to lock this out here after this halt. Unless it keeps running and, halts again to the upside again. Now that we have confirmed the breakout on the daily chart, pretty much, because, we're up at 1234. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. We do need to break the high a day. So my out is probably going to be at the high a day out of this halt if we get that push. Because at this point, I just don't know how much higher it can go because we don't have any past chart history. We're over the little bit of past chart history that we had on these candles. So at this point, it's just going to be natural support and resistance. Now, it is possible, since we have broken up out of this little triangle and we're moving up, it is possible we could see maybe a pop to 15 out of this halt. Just because it's been selling off for so long, and this is kind of the first time since early this morning it started popping. But I don't know. Like I said, there's nothing like 15 is every $5 natural support and resistance. 15 is a good whole number. So psychologically, if we break the high a day, I think traders would push it up to 15 or at least close. But I could be wrong. Like I said, this is all, psychological speculation at this point, because we don't have much else to go off of. If somebody's portfolio is 500K or better, they're not trading their own portfolio. So you're talking crazy in the first place, One Life. We're not talking about we're not, like this type of I don't even know what you're talking about. Bam! HH Trader just took y'all to school. Man, y'all better go get some water for those nipples, because he just lit y'all's nipples on fire. Who is Marcus? But yeah, HH Trader just destroyed that whole argument. So I'm no longer going to argue about this. HH, you can take it from there, because they're going to have a hard time to going against that. He came in like a sniper with that one. Who is Marcus? Who is Marcus and has a 500K portfolio? What do you you're talking about one individual for your whole example of your argument? One random guy named Marcus dictates all the traders in the world? Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, he's the guy that does will options? I don't care. What does this one guy mean? What does that one guy got to do with anything? Like I said, everybody's their own individual trader. Like, whatever he's doing is irrelevant to everybody else, the majority of people. All right. This needs to get out of this halt. I'm way over past the time of the stream. As soon as this gets out of this halt and I can lock this profit out, I'm calling it a day, because we're going to do a crypto update in a little bit. Let's see where everything is. Let's see. Also, when did we get halted? Probably going to come out of this halt in a minute and a half, I would imagine. We have indecision across all markets right now. Looking at these indexes and futures. Oh, what just happened? Our time and sales clicked off, so we're probably about to get unhalted. Let me get ready to go here. Because like I said, we do not know what this is going to do. I'm going to go ahead into a 5-minute chart. I don't know why. I don't have a good reason for this, but I have a feeling, which I always say never, rely on feelings. Always do your technical analysis, but I've done the technical analysis. For some reason, I have a feeling this is going to gap up out of this halt. And I have nothing to back that, really. The only reason why I'm thinking it may gap up out of this halt is because it came close to that high a day, and there was quite a bit of buying volume coming in. So, but that's about all I have to back that. So, don't even take that as anything. I'm just saying. No. I just feel like we may get a gap up, but I'm gonna be ready to sell either way. Where are you gonna come out at? Would. I wish it would say. Oh, there you go. Oh, wow, wow. Was I right? Wow, was I right? Did I call that? Did I call that or what? All right, I got 10 shares out of there. Oh, because we're still not halting yet. Right up to that 15. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Now, that feeling was just because of that price action that came in beforehand, all that buying. I just was thinking right there towards that last couple of minutes of that halt, if all that buying still comes in, then we should gap up. And we certainly did. Now we're at 15. So, I was able to lock 10 shares out before the halt, up there at the top. But we are at 15, that whole number. This is where we could run into some resistance. So I do want to be careful, out of this halt. I don't think we'll gap up again. We could, but I think 15 is going to really slow us down. I better sell up to 100. Put the limit order in. What are you guys talking about? I'm going to get out of this when it lets me know when to get out of it. I'm not putting any limit orders in or anything. I'm already up $100 on the trade. So, I've locked out 10 shares. I have 20 shares left. Could it gap down out of this? Possibly. But I think we're going to see it open up right in the same spot this time. I think we're going to see it open right there at $15. And we're just going to have to keep this stream going for now. So hey, John F. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. I'm not getting greedy. I've already locked out 10 shares at the top here. I'm going to lock it out. I can't do anything right now. It's in a halt. You know, I got some of it out, but it shot straight up. What am I supposed to do? I had the 10 button ready, but I've only got 20 shares now. It's not a big deal. It's fine. I'm fine. My entry's all the way down at 1082. We're at 1453. So sell everything except five shares. We'll see. I'm gonna take a quick little break, before this comes out of the second halt here because of how long we are going. This is a long stream, but we'll see how this thing does. But give me just a couple of minutes. Whoa, ew, there we go. Not sure what happened there. But for some reason my mic was not picking up, but we should be good now. But all I was saying is I think out of this halt, we're going to open at 1450, shoot up to 15, maybe throw a wick up, and then we're going to have a sell off. But one life, you could be right. It could gap down. It could easily unhalt, drop really quick from here. I don't know. Like I said, 15 was the area that was my biggest price target on this if it broke up to it. And we're there. So it's just going to depend on what it does out of this halt. But like I said, I'm thinking we're just probably going to halt, open up the same place, throw a quick wick up, and then go down. Oh, another thing I was saying when I came back in, when I was laughing and stuff, was because I accidentally, that market order you guys saw come in on my screen, I had it ready on my phone in case it unhalted while I was not at the computer, and I accidentally, as I was walking back in here, hit the sell button, so it put that market order in there, but it didn't matter because it was halted. But I wasn't meaning to put that in there. That was just in case. Yeah, Bitcoin's under 40,000. So is the SPY's under 43 or whatever. So, I mean, I don't know what your point is about Bitcoin, Daniel B. Everything's dropping right now. So, excuse me. But because of how long we're going over on the stream here, the crypto update for the day, I'm probably going to push off till a little bit later. It probably won't be as early as they have been. I'm going to die of hunger before I get out of this trade because of these halts. Now, the SPY pulling back hard right now, that could affect this. I don't know. I just got to be ready. That's all there is to it. We got to be ready for this to come out of this halt. It's not going to. HH is saying it's not going to crash. You think it's going to keep going up? I don't even know what the float is on this thing. Let's see. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I didn't put in that low float scanner back in. No, it's not on there either. Real quick, I'll just throw shares in here and we'll see. Oh, 57 million. That's still pretty low float. I know you don't consider that low float, Hal, but that's still pretty low float to me. God, how long is this halt going to be? Hopefully this isn't no 30-minute halt or anything like that. HH is saying it's going to hold 13. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what we're gonna do here. This $15 area is gonna be, you know, I'm feel pretty certain 15 is going to be pretty strong resistance. The only way that 15 won't be resistance if this gaps up out of the, if this halts, or when it unhalts it gaps up again. If it gaps up like up over 16 or something, then it may could continue to run to 20, but I don't think so after this $4 something move. I think we're going to have some type of pullback, but there's just there's a lot of things that could happen out of this. The longer this halt takes, it also the more nervous it makes me, because buyers like me are sitting here in a profit waiting for this to unhalt so we can decide whether to lock out. Then the longer it takes, the more itchy we get to want to press sell. So it's almost 12:30 here, so hopefully we see that unhalt before then or by then. It's 2.5 minutes. But even if it does keep running, if it starts to get halted again, I'm getting fully out. I'm not sitting in these halts all damn day. I got too much to do. And I'm already behind quite a bit. There's always so much to do. Look at my puppy dog eyes. You could be right, H. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Like I said, I think 15 is gonna probably act as resistance, but if we do gap over it, then it may not even matter. But we could gap down. It's possible any type of unhalt could happen. We could gap down. We could come out where I was saying, right where we halted. We could gap up. Now we had buying into it, into that halt. So, more than likely it's not going to gap down because there was so much buying coming in. But you still never know. I've seen it happen before. I've seen plays doing this like this, and then all of a sudden just unhalt and be gap way down here at like 12 or 11. It did that earlier a couple of times. It shot up here and opened up right at 12:58 and then dumped. So it gapped up but then dumped right back down. And then that one right there, we gapped down out of the halts and then came right back up. So that's why I keep saying I have no idea, because this thing has been halting both directions. The biggest thing is, though, we're off of the trend line, right? Like this uptrend is way back down here at 10. So we're $5 off of the trend line. It would be pretty greedy to assume that this is just going to keep going up when it could easily pull back to the trend line. Same thing with the daily chart. The 10 days still way down here at like 8 something. So just a lot of uncertainty for me to say one way or another. I just don't know. That's rent money, $100 rent money? You said this thing's gonna open up Tuesday at 50. You're talking real crazy now. Do we have a holiday Monday? What's Monday? What month is it? Is February? Is it Martin Luther King Day? Guys know I never know the holidays. I know it's not Valentine, or is it Valentine's Day? Or Valentine's Day is already over. So is it what? It's MLK. President's Day. Oh yeah, well that's definitely a holiday I don't give two shits about. It's May, not February. I would believe you. Oh, and we did gap up right to 16. I'm gonna go ahead and lock out 10 of it. Let's see here. Nice little pullback there to 1373. I got 10 of it out, so I still got 10 more. So we gapped up, but it was very quick. That was a very, very, very quick move out of there. We did get up to 16. It threw that little wick up there. God, this thing's halted again, though. I should just got all the way out there. Well, I'm almost all the way out. I've only got the 10 shares left, so I just don't, like, if we're halted for another 15 or 20 minutes again. Ugh. Thank you, Lori. I wouldn't say all that. I don't know if I wouldn't say I'm that good. Yeah. Change to 5 and be. What do you mean? Oh, you're saying change to 5 for my last shares. Go to five share increments. I don't want to stay in this. I don't want to stay in this. I don't want to be in a halt fest all day, man. This thing is halting so much. It's so mentally exhausting. And it's taking forever. If I go into 5 shares and it comes out of this halt and shoots back up, I lock 5 shares and then we're halted again. Now I gotta wait another hour on those 5 shares. I don't want to do all that. I'm already beat down. Beat down as it is. Let's see. I did get that sell off pretty nicely though. I didn't get it quite at 16 because it came out and moved so fast, but I was able to lock out that other 10 at $15 exactly, right on the dot. With that market order, I don't even know how that happened. And with a market order, that's pretty impressive. Now, looking at the indexes here, let's pop over to the indexes. The SPY is looking awful. Like, we are very close. That 430 is the last little bit of support. And that's what held last time, but does not look like it's going to hold. And of course, like Daniel B said, Bitcoin is down under 40,000, but it just peaked a little head down there under 40,000. Bitcoin's still building a higher low here in the short term. As long as it doesn't drop all the way down to 35K, Bitcoin could build a higher low and continue up to test that downtrend at 45,000. I mean, here's the thing, Daniel B, like, if you're looking at these charts, of all these different indexes, where you putting money at, bud? Are you going here? Are you going in this downtrend on the Dow Jones and the SPY that's real ugly? I know you're not going into gold because you said gold has no value. You compared gold and cryptos as the same thing basically and said neither one of them has value. So I know you're not getting into that, even though, it's been breaking out the last couple of days. Real estate market definitely is very close to coming down pretty hard as well. Now, once the real estate market dumps, yeah, boy, I'll be all in, but not right now when it's way up here. But the only things you have that are moving up at the moment is oil and gold and silver. Or at least on my charts. I'm not looking at copper or all that. I have those indexes, but I don't need to look at those. I can see what's going on pretty much by gold and silver. All right, let's get out of this halt so I can go and eat some lunch. I'm starving. I'm dying. What do you mean? What do you mean elaborate on the real estate market dumping? This is something have been concerned about for a while. The same thing I've been saying about the stock market dumping. Real estate is got a lot of issues in mortgages and everything else. It's, like I've said, the whole mortgage-backed securities that get sold into people's 401ks. Well, if the stock market crashes, then these REITs, all those real estate stocks will crash. We saw it during COVID. The COVID crash, real estate stocks did not hold up well. So you're going to have some sell-off from real estate because real estate has also been hitting extremely high highs. Like I've been saying, inflation has caused the real estate market since 2008. It's the same. I ain't even going through this with you. It's the same thing as the SPY. 2008, housing crash. Quantitative easing by the Federal Reserve. The thing has gone up. It's way up high. It's coming down. Now, there is some possible support right here that the real estate index could hold, but the trend line is all the way back down here. So, look at the fucking chart, One Life. Shirt coming soon. But just because real estate will crash does not mean that you want to run away from it. I want it to crash so I can get some cheap properties, but I mean, we can go into all the details that is the reasons why the real estate market is probably going to crash, but like I said, just look at the chart. Of course it's going to be foreclosure. There's going to be foreclosure. People's mortgages got pushed off. The mortgage memoriam or what is it? Moratorium? Yeah, mortgage moratorium or whatever they did. People did not. They pushed everybody's mortgages out. That's part of it. There's a whole bunch of different reasons stacked on top of each other. Part of it's the quantitative easing since 2008, and they've continued to quantitative ease. We're seeing inflated housing prices.
with inflation being higher, the cost of building houses is higher. So nobody's going to be building houses, um, which does make the supply shorter. But if the people who, you know, what is more than likely going to happen with a stock market crash, people's 401ks are going to get destroyed. They're going to find out there's no money in the Social Security. They're going to find out there's no money in anything that the government has given them, all these IOUs. And then they're not going to be able to afford their mortgages that way as well. So they're going to be coming out of those mortgages. There's going to be a bunch of houses for sale all at once. If we're going into a recession or a depression, history shows most people move to renting during that time. Are we going to pop or are we going to drop? But there's even more. Like, there's so much more. We did gap down. See, that's what I was saying. You never know. On that one, we gapped down. If we don't hold 13 here, so far, HH cannot hold 13. That was HH's prediction that it would come out, hit 13, and then bounce again. So far, it's trying to hold up that 13. But anyway, we've been having inflation, so the pricing of houses have been pushed up. And then when the bubble comes out, eventually at some point, which seems to be here soon, that's when all that other stuff will kick in and start. Like, it's just all one big time bomb waiting to go off at this point. Looks like we may be getting halted to the downside again. I'm about to get out if that is the case. Let me see this time in sales. Still holding that 13. Which way are you going to go? A lot of indecision here. Starting to move back up a little bit. Maybe. So we're still holding 13 so far. Still testing though. But if we do not start pushing up off of 13 within the next couple of seconds, I'm getting out. Still testing. I'm locking it out. I don't like the way it's not pushing up, so I'm out. I'm gonna take the $100 and just call it a day. Cause that 13 is, yeah, the 13's starting to crack. Just too much, taking too much time. Yeah, look at there, and then starting to come back down to 12, all the way back down to 12. Yeah. All right, I'm done for the day. Screw this stock. That's annoyed me enough for the day. Got my $100 out of it. I'm gone. I'm out of here. All right. I am using thinkorswim. If you are not in America, you probably are not going to be able to access thinkorswim. Fatima. Oh, let's see. What percentage of people take this for bear? Do you have numbers? What about percentage of people that have refinanced at lows? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Existing home sales. Josie saying existing home sales are up 6.7. It was on the economic calendar this morning. Yeah. You're from South America. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to look into interactive brokers. I'm pretty certain that they don't have thinkorswim in South America because it's a Canadian. TD Ameritrade is a Canadian company, but this here's the link to the link to interactive brokers. Now we have other traders who are not in the US here in the chat, and they can attest. Lori Lee, she uses interactive brokers. Some of the other Canadian people who use interactive brokers, or English people, any of you guys, you can ooh, look at that. Nasty. That's what I was saying, that 15 area I wasn't sure, but I figured 15 is going to, like, always as a rule of thumb on most plays, every 25 cents, every 50 cents, and every dollar can be support and resistance. But then when you get in these higher price stocks like this, still that same 5 exponential whatever that we're counting. I just forgot what I was talking about completely. I need to eat. The food is distracting my thought process. What was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying now. Oh, yeah. So in the higher price stocks, that same 25, 50 cents a dollar thing, that can apply, but more than likely it's going to be on a dollar level, especially if the stock is moving dollars. You're probably not going to have as much at, like, say 15.25 on this would not really be resistance. But maybe 15.50, maybe 16.50. That's kind of where we hit at, was right at 16, which is a whole number. But 15 is $10, $15, $20, $25, those $5 increments on stocks that are moving dollars will hold up as support and resistance if you don't have any past chart history, more often than not, just because of psychology. Traders don't, when you're trading, in your head, you're doing the math of where you want to lock it out at, where's your price target, you're doing all that math. Traders don't want to do complicated math. I'm not going to do the math on me buying in at 1063 and what that is exactly up to 15. I don't need to know that. From 1050 to 15 is $4.50. So it's a lot easier to do that quick calculation. So these lines like $15, $20, $10, they tend to hold up just because people psychologically like them. And that's pretty much it. People like whole numbers. They like fives. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it a day. If you haven't yet, go check out frameworkfortune.com. It's free signups with email. You can access the Framework Fortune Community Discord group where we've got everything from stock trading talk to crypto talk to NFT play to earn stuff like Gods Unchained, and even our own Framework Fortune blockchain project, which, by the way, everybody who is in the Discord, I released the white papers, the almost finished white paper, the rough draft, in the Discord last night in the blockchain project area. So if you want to see a look at these almost finished white papers and see what is going on with this coin, go join the website, come join the Discord, and there's the Framework Fortune white paper draft PDF and the token image. So, and first 100 members signed up at frameworkfortune.com will be getting an airdrop. There's only a few spots left in that for the first airdrop. Other than that, we'll be back later on today on the Framework Fortune Crypto channel. You can find it just by searching Framework Fortune Crypto. Like I said, probably going to be a little later on that one. Probably about 3:30 Central, maybe even 4, because I'm so behind today because of this trade. So it will be the first pair for Framework Fortune token will be FWF/Sol. So it's going to be paired with Solana. Or at least that's what I'm working on. The first pair could end up being paired with USDC, but more than likely it's going to be Solana because that's what I want it to be paired with. And then as liquidity grows out, we'll add more trading pairs and stuff like that. We'll list on more exchanges. So at some point in those white papers, if you go read the white papers on the timeline, it does say when we will be trying to list on Coinbase. That's not going to be anytime real soon because it's going to take the liquidity in the liquidity pools and more volume and the market cap of the project to go up before we can list on bigger exchanges like that. But we will be on Serum most likely, which is on Solana. It's an exchange on top of Solana. But like I said, I'll have all when we're ready for the airdrops, all that information will be out. The white papers will be updated, and then when we're ready for the exchanges, that information will update in the white papers as well. And every time we add and all that. Now, of course, we are going to, this is a community project, so I want everybody, who's part of the community, who actually want to support the project and get behind it. There's going to be a lot of ways to put value behind this coin. But yeah, y'all gonna starve me to death. You trust the process, you'll invest 5K. Well, if you don't want to read the white papers, the white papers is basically an investor presentation. So, like I said, it's not the completely finished white papers. It's mostly there, but there's a few other details that I haven't added in there yet. I'm going to add in. But of course, with all crypto projects, your white papers are going to constantly be updated as more things are achieved. So in those white papers, you will see a timeline of goals and all of that. Oh, I remember what I was trying to say. Like I was saying yesterday, this is not a project just for me. This is a project for the whole Framework Fortune community, and there will be governance. You will be able to vote on proposals and submit proposals if you are a Framework Fortune coin holder when that becomes available, and that'll come along with staking as well, being able to vote on certain proposals within the whole project. So, we're early stages, but we will get there. We'll build it up. But anyway, you'll wait for my video presentation. How'd you know I was going to do that? Yeah, and of course I'll do a video presentation on the final white papers. I do video presentations on everybody else's white papers, so of course I'm going to do it on our own project. But that's it for me today. Appreciate you guys joining me. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Until next time.